I'm back. Hi, I'm Sam. I am at the Don't Dwell Sanctuary in Warminster, Pennsylvania. A little bit of my story. At 6 years old, I was hit by a van that nearly took my life. A few days after a hospital, I woke up and I saw that I had a broken hip, broken elbow, and a lot of head trauma. And from this accident, I was always a very worried kid. I really made myself sick with worry. And then I went through high school as an undiagnosed bipolar. I didn't later come to realize that I was bipolar until I was in my 20s when I became suicidal when I lost my job. Then it took 5 years to get my bipolar stabilized. I was a rapid cycler bipolar, and I could go from like really sad, and 1 hour later I could be really happy. So I went through this really difficult bipolar life for some time, suicidal attempts once in a while. Then I came down with migraines, psoriasis, psoriatic arthritis. Then by the time I was 37, I had the worst migraine of my life. And this migraine, I just felt different to me. I just knew something was really wrong. But my neurologist thought it was just a migraine. So he just sent me some more medicine to try to kill the pain of the migraine. But by Monday, I saw the neurologist and he ordered me to have an MRI that Tuesday. By Wednesday, I was in the hospital. By Wednesday, I could barely walk. I was admitted to the hospital for 3 days. So for some testing, because multiple sclerosis is a process of elimination. So after these 3 days, I went home. I was home for a day. Then one morning I woke up and I couldn't walk at all. I could barely see. I couldn't swallow. I was just in I was in a lot of pain, a lot of suffering with the multiple sclerosis. And I came down with they came up with the MS diagnosis after about a month in the hospital and rehab. So that was my journey of suffering. Then one day, I was simply tired of being sick and tired. I was just tired of it. In 2009, I was a couch potato. So in 2009, I used to watch a lot of ghost hunting shows, and I was wondering if it was real or fake. So I saw an event in Philadelphia for a ghost hunting event. I was like, all right, I can push myself for an hour. I can see what happens. Well, I had a paranormal experience I couldn't explain. So in this event, I had some flashlights going off, on and off by themselves, and I was like, oh, that's curious. What's that? What's going on here? Then I felt like people sitting next to me that I could not see. So after that event, I was really curious what was happening to me. So I read some books, and one book talked about meditation. And I had no idea about meditation. I never tried it. I was simply seeing my 6 doctors and my box full of medicine and relying on my cane at that time. Well, I started to meditate because I simply saw one of the benefits of meditation was that inner peace. I desperately needed inner peace as a bipolar and all my life challenges that I had, all the suffering, all the pain. So when I read about meditation and inner peace, I just began that night. The first 2 weeks were really tough at meditation. My mind was constantly telling me I was wasting my time. I could be watching TV or doing something better with my time. So after 3 months of meditation, I was up 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes in the evening. Then one evening, I just heard a voice in my head say, perfect spirit. I'm like, that's it. Spirit is whole. It's this body and mind that are damaged. Then I can't explain it. I simply knew that all was well. All sense of fear dropped away. And I went to spontaneous remission that night. And over 18 months, I recovered the mind and body from all the damage that was done. And it took me 18 months to wean off all the medicine I was on. I was taking up to 30 pills a day. It was quite dramatic. But that's basically my story in a nutshell. I did write a book about it. If you're curious, it's called I Don't Dwell. But for this healing circle, there's really nothing for you to do. You just sit and relax and just. I'm not going to see if there's first before I start. See if you have any questions. All right. Is there any questions in the chat box before I start the circle? Anybody here live with a question or what we're doing? No questions? Okay. So this grace that I experienced that night, which turned out to be grace, that sense that all was well, was the descent of grace. So that's what I call in now this grace energy and this healing circle. It will last for about 45 minutes, maybe a little bit longer, a little bit less. It's quarter after the hour here, so we'll go probably for about 45 minutes, maybe a little less, a little more. And just realize that there's nothing to do. You just sit here and relax. So the divine love within me connects to the divine love within you. We are connected. We are one. Grace is slowly descending now into the top of the head, creating this vortex as it descends with this white and gold energy. It's a very loving energy. It's all high level. There's no harm to you with this energy. It's all loving. And it's just descending, just removing the doubts. The mind is always filled with doubts. Always wondering, always questioning, always doubting. So this energy is just spinning around now, clearing out all the doubts in our head. There's nothing to do here but to relax and allow the energy to work. It's just descending down. It doesn't matter where you are, whether you're in person or any place in the world. Grace has no limits or boundaries. All experiences are unique to you. And the more your mind is engaged, believing, doubting, it makes it hard for grace to work. It's a blocking energy. And this is our free will. It's our choice if we want this energy to come or not. So just see if there's any doubts that you can clear, if you can relax. Just relax the body. There's nothing to do. So this grace is slowly descending down to our throat right now. Just really expanding our throat area, allowing us to speak our truth with kind words, loving words. Because once we get out of the mind, we can see that all remains is love. There's this divine love that remains. We're not in this mind chatter. So this peace, this stillness that you're experiencing is your true nature. Before thoughts arise, there are no problems or issues. Problems and issues only arise from the mind when it has certain expectations that things need to be a different way than they are. So this grace energy in our headspace right now is just clearing out all those doubts, letting you settle in to this peace. Now I see another energy coming forward. It's descending into the heart space. It's a very green, loving energy, just swirling around another vortex in the heart space. Just expanding in our heart, reminding us that we're always loved. We're always connected to the God, universe, source, anything that resonate. Our soul is way too expansive to be contained in the body. Part of it is always back with the original connection. We're never not alone. We're never not supported. Those are merely mind constraints. The mind chatter creating those doubts. So that energy swirling around in the headspace is just trying to settle that down, trying to reassure you that it's just mental noise. Most of our thoughts are not helpful. They're keeping us stuck in the past or worrying about tomorrow. All we have is this moment right now. So this heart space energy is just really expanding, reminding us that we're always loved, always supported. Our ancestors are always with us. They're simply not in the body right now. Because our true nature is this peace, this stillness, the one who is aware of our senses, the one who is hearing my voice, the one who is feeling the feet touching the floor or your butt on the seat. Our senses are clues to the present moment and reminders of the present moment. The mind is usually elsewhere. So just keep relaxing. Keep noticing how the mind is trying to distract you, causing doubts, causing stuff to stick. See if you can just totally relax. And those other energies coming forward now into the lower energy centers at the base of the spine up to the navel. Just with like an orangish, reddish energy coming through now. Just creating a vortex, clearing out the sadness, the frustration, the anger, all the stuff coming from our mind that things need to be different. The moment is how it is. And this grace is connecting to everyone equally. We're all perfect spirits. Simply the mind is creating division, doubt, separation. We're all whole. We're all perfect. Everyone you see is perfect. It's merely the mind creating confusion and doubts, and that separation. So this energy is continuing to spin. And what I'm seeing with the spinning energy, it's all starting to merge right now into this white and gold energy. And it's just swirling up and down the spine right now, just stabilizing our energy centers. Because ultimately, when we look at the body, it's nothing but energy. At the lowest level, the atoms, it's all particles, it's all light, it's all energy. So we're just energy, and the energy I'm bringing is just more energy. It's all energy. So just see this energy being cleared. Now I see another energy surrounding all of us, like a circle of protection, like a big, huge bubble of light going around each one of us. And this bubble of light is acting like a big vacuum cleaner, just sucking up all the stuff that no longer serves us. Now there's some other beings starting to arrive. These could be past loved ones, angels, ascended masters, past gurus, Mother Mary, Jesus, Buddha. These beings are showing up to support you. See these beings holding a basket before you. And just scan the body. See where there's doubt. See where there's pain. See where there is suffering. Put all this stuff that no longer serves you in this basket. Just keep filling that basket up. And I'm sending some more light to you to illuminate these shadows. The stuff that's sticking around in the recesses, the corners. Stuff from the past that's no longer serving you. Perhaps there's something from 20 years ago in your childhood or 30 years ago from school or some recent bullying that no longer serves you. Just see yourself putting them in a basket putting all that doesn't serve you more in this basket. When I'm saying other beings, it could cause confusion because there's more to us than this human body. Without this human body, we're just spirit. And when people pass on, their spirit remains because it's just energy. Energy cannot be destroyed. So your past loved ones sometimes show up. I just simply call them other beings. I see some of them around you now supporting you, whispering in your ear. And your loved ones are doing fine. Everything's perfect. Remember, the spirit is always perfect and whole and complete. It's the mind creating doubts that things have to be different. The separation. The not good enough. Not measuring up. Bad right. Bad wrong. They're just all mental concepts. So this basket is being filled up. Give it to me, give it to the universe, give it to spirit. No longer serves you. So these beings are carrying away this basket now. Then I see beings anchoring your feet to the floor so they can properly work on you, so they can properly pour energy through you and have it go into the earth. Sort of like a magic elixir that's being poured over top of your head right now, just covering the body. And this gold, this molten gold energy, it looks like, just coming down the body, just clearing out all the stuff that no longer serves. Just pouring through you, removing stuff that no longer serves. It could be like current injuries, past injuries, or even past lifetimes. The karmic bonds that are still with you, the past hurts, the past suffering, the past pain. Can you see that all is well outside of thoughts? Simply know these beings around you supporting you love you unconditionally. There's nothing you have to do to gain their love. It's automatic. There's no mental noise creating that separation, that division, the hate speech, the violence. Spirit is neutral. It just loves all unconditionally. It judges no one. So we're constantly getting signs from the universe. We're just simply doubting these signs. We're trying to logic them out. We're trying to make sense of reality. But can you see that your thoughts, your opinions, are not the absolute truth? Our absolute truth is the stillness, the peace, the love, the bliss. The absolute truth cannot be spoken because it's coming through the mind. The mind is a constant filter based on our past life experiences. So we're just going to sit here for a few minutes and just allow this energy to pour through. Just keep noticing if there's any pain and just breathing into that pain. Give it space, because the more resistance, the more it persists. So just see that pain, breathe into it, let it go. Then visualize, experience what it feel like without that pain, or without that sorrow, or without that anger. See yourself without pain, without sorrow. See yourself happy. See yourself joyful, not relying on the conditioned mind for your happiness and your peace. So if you have any pain that you just cannot let go of, give it to me. I can handle it. Give it to spirit. Turn it over to a higher power, if you will. Even though we're all one, sometimes we don't have the skills to control this power. We're all infinitely powerful. The mind just creates that doubt, the veil, that we're not powerful. Everyone you see is an equal. There's no one better than you or less than you. We're all this divine perfection, just different in different expressions. We all come from the same place, just in different forms, different skin color, different hair color, different eye color. These are just our tools to having a human experience. This is our one life. It never begins, never ends. We simply come out of different bodies. Yes, it is sad when one of our loved ones passes on, because we can no longer see them or touch them or give them a hug or just talk to them about our struggles, our problems. But their spirit is fine. It's perfect. It's whole. Just keep relaxing into this energy. Notice the mind creating those doubts, this disbelief. The first step to healing ourselves is belief in ourselves, having faith in ourselves that we are powerful. We don't need to rely on others. We all have the same gifts within us to heal. Simply the mind is creating that veil, the lack. Not enough skills to do this, silly boy, is what the mind is saying. Just see it's just the mind. Your true nature is at peace, at stillness, filled with love for all beings equally. And it's all about having compassion for ourselves. We fail to realize that the mind is not telling us the absolute truth. It's basing everything on past experiences, or it's trying to guess the future. What would happen if you stop preparing for a future that never arrives, never comes? Because always this moment. We can set intentions for what we want the future to look like, and perhaps it will shape up that way a little bit, but it won't be exact. It's just an educated guess. So just keep seeing the perfection in yourself and have that compassion for yourself, that divine love for yourself, that self-love. The mind is constantly distracting us, giving us a 1001 things to do, or trying to get us to multitask. The conscious mind cannot multitask. It can only do one thing at a time, but has the ability to switch tasks very quickly, which fools us into multitasking, but that saps all of our energy, and that creates a tremendous amount of overwhelm. That's why at the end of the day, you're so exhausted. You spent all your energy switching tasks so quickly. So just slow down, relax, just do what is necessary to achieve your goals, your ideal life, and just see how the mind is just chasing you, always chasing you with these conditions for happiness. Your spirit doesn't need these conditions. It knows that all is well. All is perfect. All is fine. The mind will grow restless. Just notice it. We can only control how we react and respond to the mind. Trust that you are completely supported in this space. There's no harm that will come to you while you're in this circle. There's no harmful entities here. They're all high level. They're all loving you. They're all surrounding you. And they're working on you right now. If you see something needs help, then ask for that help in that area. This is our free will. It's our choice if we want them working on us or not. It's our choice if we want to live with the suffering, the pain, the discomfort, the dis-ease. Because life should flow with ease. If it's not flowing with ease, the mind is getting in the way. The mind has expectations that the moment needs to be different than it is. But the moment can only be as it is. Setting these expectations up only creates stress, contractions within the body, because you're resisting the present moment. All there is this moment, this joy, this harmony. So these beings are coming around now, stabilizing your energy, supporting you, strengthening your nerves, strengthening your immune systems, easing the pain, easing the discomfort. Let's scan the body and look for that tension. Are your feet relaxed? Are your ankles relaxed? Are your calves relaxed? If they're not relaxed, just see yourself breathing this divine white and gold energy into it. It makes no logical sense, but you can breathe into these spaces. Just trust. And scan your thighs, see if there's any tension there. How about some tension in your hips? A good indicator for your hips is your jaw tight, because your hips and jaw are connected in some way. So if your hips are tight, your jaw is probably tight. If your jaw is tight, then your hips will be tight. So just notice where your tension is. Scan your back, your low back, your mid back, your upper back. Look for that tension. Look for the discomfort. Just breathe into those spaces. Look at your shoulders. Look at your arms, your hands, your neck, your face, your brow. Look at all these areas and just take your time and just scan. See if you can let them relax. It doesn't matter how you sit. It doesn't matter how you hold your hands. It really doesn't matter. Just relax into the stillness, this bliss, this grace that's surrounding us now in this loving bubble. supporting us, nurturing us. Just keep noticing the body. If you notice anything that comes up, any pain, pain will happen when these karmic bonds are released. It's an emotional release. So if you feel like you need to laugh, laugh. You need to cry, cry. Don't hold back. Don't resist anything. This energy is very strong. It's there to support you. Just trust and have faith. Our whole nature is to love each other like we love ourselves. The biggest issue is that we don't have this unconditional love for ourselves. This is all coming from the mind, that you're not good enough, that you're lacking, that you're not enough, that you're not important, that you don't matter. Just see it as noise from the mind. It's not true. You're loved unconditionally. Have this love for yourself and have this love for all beings. We're all divine love. The mind is source of chaos. It creates the wars because of conflicting beliefs. Everybody believes that their beliefs are the absolute truth. Well, it's a belief. It's not a fact. Look at all the things in the past that were considered factual, but we later discovered that weren't true. So even those facts aren't on solid ground. Anything that can be spoken is not the absolute truth. The absolute truth is this stillness, this peace in this moment. So this grace is just continuing to pour through, clearing out any of this pain, any suffering, any signs of congestion you may have right now, or if you're facing the flu, just let go of the labels that you are a certain way. Just see labels as mental inventions and just experience the sensations. Feel the congestion in your lungs and just breathe into that and ask the beings that are around you to clear that congestion for you. Or if your hand is black and blue, ask the beings to send some loving energy into that to heal quicker. All these things defy logic. There is no explanation. You cannot define grace. Grace is the universal love of the universe. There is no explanation. It cannot be defined. The only thing we can say about it, it loves all unconditionally, and there is no judgment. It's just constantly creating. What we think about, we bring about. If we only think about our problems, we'll just have more problems. If we look for this joy, we'll always see the joy, the love, the harmony, the unity, the everlasting peace that is our true nature. So now I'm going to spend time and connect and scan each individual that's connected on this call. See where I can support you. So give me your ailments. Give me your troubles. Give me your issues. Let me handle them for you. Let me support you. Give everything to me. That's it. Keep giving it over to me. So I'm going to get a few minutes and scan every individual that's here. And I'll come back in a few minutes. So just continue to relax and enjoy this moment, this peace. There's someone right now where the element's trying to be pulled from them and their mind is pulling it back. Just notice the mind trying to pull back this ailment. It's serving you in some way. It's causing benefit. These beings cannot remove it with the mind engaged like that. Just notice how things are trying to be pulled, being sucked away from your body, and notice how your mind is clinging to it. How does that serve you to have that pain, that suffering, that disability? How is that supporting you? Does it need to support you anymore? Can you let it go fully? So these beings are trying to remove it, but the mind is clingy. It wants to stay in control. It doesn't want to give up. It's been in your body for many decades. And it doesn't want to give up control. So this energy is really expanding in our heart space, reminding that we are loved. And now Mother Mary has arrived, just totally hugging us, loving us, supporting us, nurturing us, reminding us that we're always loved. Dear child, you are loved. See that, experience it, know that you are this love. Let the tears flow. Be joyful, be happy, for I am always here with you, nurturing, loving you unconditionally. There's nothing you can do to make me angry or upset with you. I love you unconditionally. Our mind creates hell on earth with our thoughts that things have to be different, or that we have to harm another, or take another life. It's all from the mind. That mind that only knows separation, division. But dear child, you are loved. You are supported. So this energy is really coursing your heart space, just reminding you of this love. Even after this call, you can just tap into the silence, the stillness. You're always connected to Source. The whole point of these circles is to give you that support, the confidence that you can do this. And the more you sit in circles, the more the karmic bonds can be released, the more hurts that can be released. Because we have thousands upon thousands of traumas and shadows in our energy field that need to be cleared. Thousands will be cleared tonight, but there's many thousands that will remain. Our body is imperfect. The spirit is whole. The mind and body are having a human experience. And that human experience is imperfect. So we just have to accept the body fully for the way it is now in this moment. And see if there's an opportunity to change it in the next moment. It's always constantly accepting, loving ourselves, and looking and see if we can change it in the next moment. The past is long gone. The future hasn't arrived. We just have this moment and a glance at the upcoming moment. And in this glance, we can see if there's anything that we can do to make the moment a little better. If not, there's always the next moment, the next breath. So think of your breath as your experience of love. This breath gives you that moment of life. So now we're going to sit for a few minutes and let this love continue to pour through us, support us, nurture us. Notice if the mind is growing bored, because it doesn't want to go control. So just come back to your feet on the floor, your breath, engage the senses. They're always in this moment. The mind is growing bored because it expects things to be different. It wants to remain in control. So just continue to relax and allow. If there's any twitching in the body, this is normal. It's just clearing some blocks. So don't let the mind distract you. Crying, laughing, twitching, shaking, rocking. These are all normal experiences of energy moving, clearing blocks. Usually the blocks are the source of the ailments that cause that pain, the discomfort, the stuckness. You may experience fear and just realize there's no harm coming to you. The mind is creating a story and it's using fear to get your attention. There's nothing to fear. You are loved. You are supported. If you notice anything coming up, give it to me. I can handle it. Or give it over to God, or to Spirit, or the universe. Mother Mary is still here with us, holding space for us, reminding us that we are loved. We are supported. We're never alone. So whoever you worship, it really doesn't matter. They're all here for the same mission, to love all unconditionally. So if it's Buddha, if it's Jesus, if it's Mary, We always have enough. The mind sees that lack, the doubt, the disbelief, but you are enough and you're never lacking in anything. Simply trust that you'll be provided for and look for those clues, those signs to get what you need to live your ideal life, whether it's housing, whether it's car, whether it's food, whether it's income. Just have faith in yourself and belief that it will come. Don't resist anything from the body. If you want to cry, cry. If you want to laugh, laugh. If you're twitching, if you're shaking, it's all good. Just clearing those blocks continuously. We're constantly unfolding into our true nature. And the more we sit in this energy, the more it's being stripped away that no longer serves us. Just see this melting into the earth. And ask for help. If you see anything that doesn't serve you, ask for help. Those beings are with you. Your past loved ones, our gurus that you worship, our angels, whatever you happen to believe that's in the higher realms. It's all perfect. It's all one. Mother Teresa has just arrived for someone with the message that even if we're in poverty, even if we seem like we're lacking in some way, we can still serve, we can still help another. Just see the other as God's child. We're all children of God. Just love them unconditionally. Hug those in need. A simple hug and a smile goes a long way to reassure people that they're not alone. We all need support from each other. We cannot go about this alone. Humans need each other for guidance and support and unconditional love, and to be the reflection of love, of kindness, of support, of caring. All your enemies are mental inventions, stories in your mind that things have to be a certain way. Why are they your enemy? Why is that true? Does God see them as an enemy? Or does God see them as equal as you? That's the heart of the question. How does God see others? Can you see through God's eyes and have that unconditional love? So another wave of grace is coming through at this time to settle our energy, to stabilize, to center this energy, make it in balance. Our thoughts create imbalances. Injuries create imbalances. So all this is being stabilized now. Be the expression of love that you wish to see in the world, and you will only see love. You won't have enemies anymore. Everyone is your brother, your sister. Love all unconditionally. Can you see that everyone is struggling? So support those that are struggling. They're believing the mind, the thoughts that are creating separation, that things need to be different. Life is very challenging. It's very difficult. And the difficulties are coming from the mind. Because the mind doesn't live in this moment. It prefers to be elsewhere. Everyone seems to be in a good space right now. So this energy is always with you, always loving and supporting you. Just how notice how the mind is creating anger, frustration, sadness, doubts, not good enough. Simply know that you are loved. So when you are ready, take a deep breath and open your eyes. There is no rush. Take as long as you wish. Are there any questions? I'll just stay here for another moment to see if there's any questions that come up. I will end the recording now, but let's see. I don't want to end the recording because I was going to do for the chat window. I'll give everybody a few minutes to come back into the body. Right? No questions, so I will end the call. Blessings to everyone on the call. Thank you.